Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and this is my review for One Piece chapter 725. Now, before I even get into the chapter, I want to talk about that cover page, the one with Caribou. That came out of nowhere. Apparently, he got attacked by a dinosaur, and since it's all blacked out, you can't really tell if the liquid splattering everywhere is blood or mud. But hey, maybe that dinosaur has hockey. Who knows? I just thought it was an interesting cover story, so I figured I'd bring it up. But once the actual chapter starts, Law releases Joma and lets her run away. Him and Doflamingo are going back and forth, and he says something along the lines of that it's his goal to fulfill what he dedicated his entire life to. So I don't know who he is. Probably some person from Law's past, someone who was involved in what happened 13 years ago, and probably that person probably died at the hands of Doflamingo or died indirectly because of Doflamingo. That's why Law wants so badly to defeat Doflamingo and kill him, though he's technically using Kaido to kill him, but whatever. So little hints there at what's to come, or at least what happened in the past, at least. After this, we switch to Sanji and Momonosuke and all of them. Apparently, in last chapter, Sanji was dialing up Frankie, Brooke, oh, no, not Brooke, Frankie, Usopp, and Robin. So it turns out to not really be that important. Momonosuke's back into dragon mood. And he remembers this scene from the past where him and Kinemon and Kanjuro, they saw Doflamingo just messing with this guy, like drowning him in this bucket of water and then slashing him with the strings and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it was cool. And, he's saying that he doesn't want to be taken hostage by Doflamingo because stuff like that might happen to him. Sanji was taken hostage by Violet, though, so he thinks it's no big deal to be taken hostage. I didn't really find this part funny, though, and some people find Sanji funny, but in terms of perverts in manga and anime, he's pretty cliche, in my opinion. There are a lot more that are better, so, I really don't care about Sanji's perverted actions. I kind of find them boring and annoying, especially when Oda was willing to go so far with it to say that Sanji was going to die from a nosebleed in Fishman Island. That one really annoyed me, but whatever, I'm getting off topic. After this, we actually do go to Violet, and we see that, well, first it's like a little flashback, mini flashback of her and Sanji before Sanji left, and she says she has an acquaintance that was going to get her protection from the government. So, knowing Oda, you never know. That might come up later. Maybe, maybe not. That acquaintance she has might become a relevant character later in the future, but for now, it's kind of a confirmation that Violet she's not going to join the Straw Hats. But you never really know because she said she was going to go to the harbor, but instead she's going to the palace. So maybe personally, I never really thought that Violet was going to join the crew. But for all you people who wanted her to join the crew, I guess you still have a little bit of hope left since she's not actually leaving the island yet. But as for her going to the royal palace, I don't really think it's a smart idea. There's already that one guy, I forgot his name, the guy with the spiked hair. I want to say Gladius for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know, I don't remember his name. But he was talking with Baby 5, I believe, a couple chapters ago. That guy's there, he wants to kill her. There are probably a bunch of other people from the Doflamingo family there, or Don Quixote family, whatever. Like the Seed of Spades, or yeah, there's that guy who's in the Seed of Spades. You have Diamante, plus that creepy guy from the Seed of Clubs. So, there are a bunch of different people at the Royal Palace right now. It's not a smart idea to go at all. By now, they all know that, except for Joma, they all know that Violet betrayed them. Not smart at all. But after this, we get this brief scene. Bartolomeo, he's still a One Piece fanboy. He's fanboying over Zoro. and he's saying that he'll try to find Luffy and get him. The first time I actually thought it was pretty funny, but the more Oda uses this like Bartolomeo fanboy gimmick, I start to enjoy it less and less. I guess my marginal utility for it is negative because every time I use it, I just get more and more tired of it. So I didn't really care that much about the scene at all. But we know that Bartolomeo is looking for Luffy now, so a little bit of progression there in the story. After that, there are only really two more scenes in the chapter. One's with Rebecca. Apparently, she doesn't fight people in the Colosseum. She just uses her speed to pretty much like back body drop them into the water and like push them into the water to eliminate them. She doesn't really beat anyone. I know some people said that when it was revealed that she would like win all of her matches without hurting people, people came up with these theories about how she has a special power that allows her to defeat people without hurting them and all this stuff. And nope, she just pushes them into the water. That's it. So it's pretty simple. It seems to be the theme for the week in terms of the big three chapters. But that was cool, I guess. I mean, and the last scene, they captured Don Chinzhou, the Doflamingo people, and then they go to Sai. Then he falls into this falls deep underground into this mountain of toys. All the other people from the earlier blocks are there, except for people like Jesus Spurges, because he wasn't hurt. So, people like him don't need to, and Bartolomeo, and people like them, they don't need to go get their injuries checked out. And Luffy too, obviously. Like people like them, they don't need to get their injuries checked out because they're fine. But all these other people who are actually injured, they're down underground where all these toys are. So, the person in the Don Quixote family who can turn people into toys is probably going to turn them into toys. They're probably smack dab in the middle of the toy factory. That person's probably Diamante. That's the theory going right now, but who knows? Oda might create a new character for that role. It's not really that big of a deal. Well, I mean, it is, but like, who it is isn't a big deal. The character the character itself is important, but who it is isn't important right now, at least. Um, that's that's it for the chapter, really. Not as simple as Bleach and Naruto, but still kind of simple. Um, guess I'll give this chapter a 7 out of 10. I mean, the part in the beginning where Law mentions he, that was intriguing. Everything else, just, I thought the history between Momonosuke and Doflamingo there would have been more to it than that. Maybe there still is, and Oda hasn't revealed it yet. Who knows? But it was just a cool chapter. So yeah, this chapter of One Piece gets a 7 out of 10. And that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.